Let's talk the cup. One more thing, like, subscribe, and share. Come on, let's talk the cup. Woo!
Well, good evening, everybody. Good evening. It's Cutler here in the Let's Talk to Cutler Virtual Book Club. The Let's Talk to Cutler. Let's spend these 1,800 seconds together. The Let's Talk to Cutler YouTube platform. And just in case you're wondering, did you do a scene change? What's going on? Yeah, I did a little scene change just for the holidays. So I figured I would talk to you all from my family room. Usually I'm chit-chatting from my office unless I'm traveling, but I decided I would chat from the family room this evening. It's decorated for the holidays, so I figured I'd kind of give a little decoration feel, a little decoration touch, or a holiday feel, a holiday touch. So behind me is a couple of things, and I'll talk about them in just a moment. But just in case somebody's stopping by for the very first time and they're wondering, who is this guy and what's going on? What is he up here talking about? This platform, I assure you, it's not about somebody done me wrong. It's not about being pessimistic, but it's about inspiration. It is about motivation, and it is about sometimes challenging ourselves to be the best version of ourselves, so that we can be our best selves, even in the worst of situations. So when life is happening, we have these conversations so we can walk out into the world and make sure that our character is intact and make sure that our integrity is where it needs to be. So that's what this platform is about. That's what this platform has been about for 5 years. We've done this for over 5 years. I started on another platform and I migrated over to this one. And I'm so thankful that you all have stuck with me. Many of you have stuck with me and you've been with me for the long haul. So in this holiday season of giving thanks, let me just say I thank you all so much for being a part of for being a part of my journey, and you have meant more to me than you really realize. So I just want to say thank you. So again, let's see, to wish you a happy holidays. Oh, Ray Della Lewis. Oh, thank you so much. I see. Thank you, Ray Della. In fact, let me go ahead and shout out the LTTC VIPs for just a moment. But I want to invite you, those of you who have not done so, please go ahead and subscribe. And after you subscribe, click on the notification bell because it lets you know whenever I've gone live or uploaded new content, that sort of thing. This evening, we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a fun conversation because I want to chit-chat about how to keep the peace at Christmas. And it's not a real deep conversation. It's going to be a fun conversation about how to keep the peace, what to say, what not to say, what conversations to avoid, those sorts of things, because I have no doubt that many of us are going to be around family and friends that we haven't seen in a while, and they're going to ask all kinds of questions, and you're going to be prone to ask different things and to go down certain conversations, lines of conversations. And I'm going to say, no, avoid that. Don't do that. So if you hang around, so if you want to know what line of conversation do I need to avoid, then we'll talk about that. Also, if you still are trying to find gifts for people who seem to have everything. And then I want to end on the note where we talk about, I wanted to talk about lessons that I thought we should teach our children. And the more I thought about those lessons that we should teach our children, I realized those are lessons that we need to hold on to, not just to teach our children. Yes, teach them and the next generation, but to also hold on to some of those and make sure that we don't forget them. Just some practical things, some surviving life kind of lessons. But before I do that, I want to, again, say thank you all for being supportive for as long as you have. I really, really thank you, and I don't take that for granted. And then I want to shout out the LTTC VIPs. She said I have to put my glasses on. Those are the people that I see on my end, the first three to jump into the chat. So let's see. Annie Cutler says, let's ride. Linda Martin says, good evening, everyone. Paul D says, hello. And again, Ray Della, it is so good to see you. Always good to see you. Hope that life is treating you kind and you're doing fine. So this is the Christmas edition of the Let's Talk to Cutler. You'll see several things. I am in my family room. Well, let me just chit chat about them for a moment. You see, I like to sort of transform everything. The red, white, and green pillows. There's a carousel. Things are sort of backwards here from this camera, but there's a carousel there. I love carousels. some traditions you just ought to hold on to. So y'all talk to me. Have you decorated? What is going on? Have you decorated? Are you going to decorate? What did you do? Just put that in the chat. And let's just have a lighthearted conversation for just a moment. So here's what I do. You see, I have the large tree. This is the main tree here, and then I have two other trees over here. There are a total of 7 trees here in my house, y'all. Don't judge me. Here we listen and we don't judge, but there. There are a total of 7 trees inside the house. Don't ask me what's on the front porch, but and there's some traditional things that I have in here, and I'll talk about those in just a moment as well. But let's see. I just want to make sure that you sort of get the feel. So there's the fireplace going, the stockings hung over the fireplace, and I enjoy hanging out in this space all the time, but especially this time of year. I kind of like walking in here and feeling like, oh, it's a Hallmark scene, and just diving into the feel of the holiday. There are a few things that I've done. I enjoy decorating the tree. One of my traditions is that my godchildren will come and put up 3 of the trees with me. So my godchildren will come and decorate and help me put up the tree. Then they'll come and they'll come and we'll have another day where it's just them and their families, and we're doing all sorts of fun, creative things. One of the things that we did this year, and you all maybe you all want to do this holiday when you get together with your family. We took a look at some old throwback pictures. And we recreated those. Just the scenery. I looked at some pictures from when they were little kids, and this pictures of like 35 years ago, some of my favorite pictures, and we restaged those. So now I'm pretty much the same size I am 35 years ago, but they're not. They're fully grown. 2 of them have children of their own. So can you imagine recreating pictures where they're sitting beside me and sitting on my lap and leaning over? We had so much fun. So when you get together, think about doing stuff like that. It is so much fun. It will help you enjoy the day. Another thing that I've done so far, I host a cousin's Christmas party here. And when the cousins came here, we had so much fun. We had fun and food and laughs and all that. We played water tic-tac-toe with the water and the cups. We played toss the candy cane, and who can toss the candy cane on the garland and hang the candy cane on the garland. Let's see, we did that. We played snowstorm, shovel the snow by putting a spoon in your mouth and a bunch of marshmallows, and you got to shove up the snow, and you can't touch the spoon. We played pick up the bows and the marshmallows. So we had blindfolded people and they were scooping up things. So just a whole lot of fun. I enjoy the holidays. I grew up. My mother enjoyed the holidays and still enjoys the holidays. My grandmother, her mother, enjoyed the holidays, and my great grandfather, my grandmother's father, enjoyed the holidays. As a matter of fact, his birthday is tomorrow. Great granddaddy was born December. He was born Christmas Eve, December 24th, 1892. But he enjoyed Christmas. And one of the things that we would always do, we would go up to his house Christmas Day, and we enjoyed Christmas so much. And while I'm talking about that, I'll point out a few things. Make sure you enjoy whatever traditions you have, and I'll talk about that in just a moment, because I don't want to start on a too deep moment, but I'll start on on a very light moment. Let's see. So it is so good to see all of you. Paula says, "Beautiful Christmas tree." Thank you so much, Paula. I appreciate that. Listen, because I told you all, make sure that you have your make sure that you have your decorations, because I was asking, you remember I was asking you all, when are you going to decorate? Do you all decorate? Some of you saying, yeah, we're going to. Let's see. Paula says, every year we have a different theme. This year the theme is I'm dreaming of a pink Christmas tree, and decorations are different shades of pink. Oh, how nice. I love traditions. Please go ahead and put in the comments whatever traditions. Tell me the kinds of traditions that you all have. And while you put in the traditions, I want to just give you all some ideas in case you're still doing some last minute shopping. You're trying to figure out, oh my God, what do I get for the person who's difficult to shop for the person who has everything. I just have a few ideas, you all. One of the things you can do, and I'll just take a couple minutes and tell you all this. Yeah, Cutler, you're talking fast because I only have 1,800 seconds and I don't want to waste your time. And I have so much to say and just a little time to say it in. So, so anyway, hang on. But gift ideas for people who are difficult to shop for, people who have everything. There are some things that you could do. Give them an experience. Give them an experience. What do you mean? Rather than trying to give them something tangible, why don't you give them an experience? Like maybe buy them tickets to go to a concert, to go to a movie, to go to a play, to go to a sporting event, to go to a show. Why don't you give them an experience? So give them tickets to an event. Or think about if there are any local classes that are going on in the area where they live, any workshops that are going on in the area where they live. People they like to do things like poetry or pottery and ceramics and cooking classes or dance classes, all those sorts of things. Think about that. Get them an entry or an admission to a class or to a workshop. So that's something you can do. So an event like a Broadway show, a play, a movie, or anything like that, you can get pay their admissions, their entry into a sip and paint. Just so many things. You can be creative. So think about what can I do to give them an experience? How about this? Maybe a spa day or a massage or treat yourself well, grooming, a hairstylist, hair cutting, or whatever the thing may be. So some kind of pampering service where again, maybe it's a manicure or pedicure, a mani and pedi, a facial, a massage. Think of things like that. These are experiences that you can give to people. If they already have everything, just don't try to give them something physical, something tangible. Give them something like that. Maybe if you have the wherewithal, maybe even a getaway, just to go hang up. If you live somewhere in a mountainous area, you can go up to the mountains. If you live over by the ocean, you can go to the ocean. You can rent a cabin there. You can rent just think of something that would give them an experience. Just maybe a day trip together. You're hanging out with them for a day, or you and one or two people that they treasure, that you all treasure, just hanging out. Think of an experience. So it may not necessarily be something that you can wrap and put under a tree, or what you can is just wrap and put that in a box. What I'm going to do is give you an experience, or you can put the tickets in the experience. So you can pay classes, paid for a pottery class or a dance class, something like that. Or you can give so not only an experience, and I'm just trying to help you all. You can give people. I know people like food and fun and things like that. Maybe. Gourmet food items or specialty food items. Go to some place like World Market or someplace, and you can find gourmet jelly beans, gourmet baskets of different stuff and things that they may not necessarily get for themselves. I was in a store the other day, and let me tell you all this. I sampled pink kiwi for the first time. Pink kiwi. Speaking of pink, Paula, pink kiwi, and it was absolutely delicious. So I'm thinking, one of the things that you could possibly do, so if you're trying to find something for somebody that it's hard to shop for, so not only an experience like a ticket or something, or to a class or a workshop, but maybe you could do something like a gourmet food item. That's something that they may not necessarily get for themselves. I remember one day I was in the supermarket and I saw these. I will never forget these. Honeybee apples, and so I have become hooked on honey bee apples. They are very, very sweet. They're delicious. They look costly. They cost more than regular red delicious golden apples, but it made me go and plant the apple trees in my backyard. But I'm telling you, so something like that. The pink kiwi. Let's see. Maybe even if you have it in your area, maybe even a gift ticket or gift card for a meal delivery service. These people who deliver meals fully prepared, you could do something like that. Or if you know a caterer who would cater inside a meal for two, just a meal, something like that. Let's see what else you can give. You can give people just practical gifts. Think about this. You can give people practical gifts. If they have everything, no doubt there are things that they need that they continue to use. Things like If you know them, you have to know these people well enough to be able to do stuff like this. Maybe a gift basket of dental floss and toothpaste, mouthwash. So maybe just a gift basket of something like that, if you know them well enough to do that. Or maybe there could be household items that they use. Maybe if you know people who use those, oh my goodness, Glade plug-in things around their house, and something like that. Or how about this? I gave this to somebody getting ready for Christmas, or just it helps when decorations are up. But remote control plug-ins. If rather than going to turn on the lamp, you have a remote control plug-in. You could do things like that. So I'm just thinking of things that you can give the person who has everything, and you're just wrecking your brain. Think, what in the world can I give them? What in the world can I do? So those are just a few things that you can give people over the holidays. Thank you all. Let's see, Lotus Egyptian Flower. Hello, Cutler and chat. May everyone have a beautiful holiday season. Same to you. The very, very same thing to you. But let's talk about for a moment, you all, just how to keep the peace. I know there's some conversations I'm not going to have over the holidays. Some things I'm not going to indulge in. Sometimes I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. I was telling someone today that there are times when I just say, Cutler, shut up. I don't talk so nicely to myself and say, Cutler, be quiet. Cutler, hold your peace. Sometimes just it inside, you may not necessarily say it, but inside I would say to myself, Cutler, shut up. Just don't go down that road of conversation. Don't let them lure you down. Just don't go there, because you want to keep the holidays light and lively and fun. Again, because they're people that you may not have seen all year. You're going to see them, and you want to make sure that it's a memorable, fun, light event, light time over these next few days. So I'm telling you, one of the things that I would avoid, honestly, hear me clearly. One of the conversations that I would avoid, as I've avoided for the most part, chit-chatting with y'all, politics. Just avoid discussing politics. Avoid discussing legislation. Avoid discussing your personal political views. There's some things, just avoid them, because they will lead to heated arguments, particularly in this climate. And if you have a diverse family setting, you're prone to invite an argument if you bring up politics. Just don't. So I would avoid that. I would also avoid this. You all listen, hear me clearly when I say this. This thing tickles me just for me to bring it up. And you all chit chat and tell me, put it in the chats if you agree with some of these. Just conversations now to avoid. We've left the gift to get for people who seem to have everything. But some conversations to avoid: conversations about physical appearance and weight. Oh my goodness. Don't comment on anybody's weight gain or weight loss or hair loss or fashion sense choices. Just avoid stuff like that. Because sometimes it feels like you're being critical of the person, or sometimes when people say things like that, it seems like they're being critical of you. I come from a family, and oh my goodness, particularly the older people who just felt like they could just say anything and everything. They would say, oh, you look like you put on weight. Or they would say things like, oh, you look like you're starving. No, ma'am. No, sir. Don't have those conversations. Just leave them alone. Why? Because you never know what people are going through. There are some people who may be battling illnesses. There may be people who are battling certain physical conditions. You just never know. Leave those things alone. Unless somebody shares something with you privately, it's not a conversation to have publicly about people's physical appearance or their weight. There's some people who are very sensitive about hair loss, those sorts of things. Men and women who are sensitive about hair loss and changes in their physicality. So avoid those conversations. Do you all agree? Come on, tell me whether or not you agree that you need to avoid conversations about politics. One, you need to avoid conversations about physical appearance and weight. Just avoid it. Just let people be, and let them let you be. Another conversation. People in relationships, some people are having difficult times. Again, and I just keep blaming it on the older people. There are people who say, just asking single family members, why aren't you married yet? Or what's going on in so-and-so's relationship? Leave them alone. Leave people alone. You don't want anybody walking up to you saying, why are you divorced? Last year you were with your spouse. This year divorced. What's going on? No, you don't want that. Single people don't want you to ask them all the time, why aren't you married? Or are you getting married? No, just leave those conversations alone. Just leave, let well enough be. Come on, y'all, put it in the chat. Let me know if y'all agree with what I'm saying about these conversations. Because these are conversations where it looks like you're just trying to fill in the space and just chit chat. But these are the conversations that can make people uncomfortable. And they may not necessarily want to come around again, or they may want the floor to open up so they can just fall through the floor and get away. Here's another one: conversations when there are newly married couple or couples who have been married for a while who have no children. Stop asking about family planning and pregnancy. That's their business, and it's certainly not a conversation for a public setting. When are y'all having kids? They may not be able to have kids. They may not want kids. They may have tried and have lost kids. You don't know. There are just certain conversations you don't need to have. Leave them alone. I'm just trying to help you all. I really, really am. I'm just trying to help us all to have a peaceful holiday, peaceful conversations. And as much as the holidays, particularly Christmas, is a faith-based a holiday, you don't have to have deeply religious conversations. You don't have to have deeply religious conversations on Christmas Day. If you all decide to have any kind of worship meditation, that's up to you. If that's what your family does, if that's what your village does, that's fine. But be mindful. Be very mindful of the people who come into your space over the holidays. The goal is togetherness and lightheartedness and fun. So I would avoid, even as much as I'm a member of the clergy, I would avoid just having some deeply religious conversations. Not the whole holiday. And another one, people are struggling. People are doing what they need to do to survive. People are doing what they need to do to keep their heads above water. Don't have conversations about financial status. Don't discuss money. Don't get to discussing and bragging about, I was able to buy this and I bought this and I bought that, because while you've bought this and bought that, or they bought this and bought that, some people may be struggling just to make ends meet, trying to get from one paycheck to the next paycheck, and robbing Peter to pay Paul, trying to decide, am I still going to pay to partial light electric bill and part water bill? What am I going to do? Pay the mortgage, pay the rent. Listen, financial status, just don't discuss it. So whether you're bragging about your wealth or complaining about your financial struggles, just those conversations can just be a real downer. Leave them alone. I'm trying to help you have a peaceful holiday. And don't, for goodness sakes, don't take the time as you are remembering and being nostalgic over the holidays and sharing wonderful memories. I think that's incredible. I think that's a great thing to do. Y'all aren't commenting. Tell me in the comments if you agree with some of these things that I'm saying, talk about or don't talk about. So here's another, y'all. Don't get to rehashing old arguments. The holidays are a time for unity and reconciliation and getting together and having a good time, not for bringing up old wounds, old grievances, past family drama, past family trauma. Oh Lord, y'all remember 5 years ago when Uncle John and Aunt Jane, remember when they just didn't get along, and they're siblings? And you're bringing up stuff like that. And some of Uncle John's children are there, and some of Aunt Jane's children are there. No need to rehash and bring up that stuff, because in your mind you could be saying, "Oh, I'm just thankful that we're all over that. I think it's great." But to bring up stuff like that, it stirs up something in people sometimes that you just don't know. Leave well enough alone. Think about a conversation that's going to be purely positive, and talk about those things. Stop bringing up conversations where you're comparing family members. Avoid comparisons between siblings. Oh, he looks like he's doing pretty good. Oh, he doesn't look like he's doing too good. I mean, what are they doing? Didn't they both have the same parents? Didn't they all have the same parents? Lord, have mercy. I mean, you would think you think he'd be better, further along in life than he is now. You don't know. You don't know that person's story. Don't do that. Stop comparing family members. Making these negative comparisons, pitting people against each other, or in your mind, you've already you're doing this. Because what does that do? It creates a foundation for people to just carry drama and drama and drama to the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. And it creates division rather than unity. God knows I'm trying to help save our lives and our families and our villages and communities. Don't do that. Absolutely don't do that. And don't take the time to just walk in and say, you know what, I have an important announcement. I'm just going to drop the bomb. You know, yesterday I got fired. What? Why? Why? Well, I just need to share this. I just need to share this while we're together. Debbie and I get into divorce. Why? Because those potentially controversial bombs that you're dropping, don't do that over the holiday season. Don't spoil the holiday season. And I'm gonna tell you something else, y'all. I'm gonna tell you another conversation. For the people who have opened their homes to host these celebrations, these parties, these gatherings, these events, these get-togethers, for people who have opened their homes for these things, don't criticize anything. Don't criticize their food. Don't criticize the way they do what they do. Don't criticize anything, because they have been generous enough and gracious enough to open their hearts and their homes. I'm trying to help us, you all. So there are just some things that you don't need to talk about over the holidays in these settings. Politics, people's physicality and their weight gain or weight loss. You don't need to talk about people's relationships. Why are they still single? What happened that they ended up divorced? Are they married yet? How long have they been divorced? Or I heard they're separate. No. Don't bring any of that stuff up. Family planning and pregnancy. You don't know if people have tried to get pregnant, can't get pregnant, got pregnant, lost, and you didn't know about. Don't bring up those kinds of things. I'm trying to help us all. Don't bring up things like, deeply religious conversations. I know, again, I know Christmas is a faith-based holiday, but you don't have to have deeply religious conversations. You don't have to talk about financial status. Somebody on one end where you're bragging about what you did, what you've been able to do, or you're struggling for finance. Don't bring up this stuff. Don't bring up stuff that's going to cause people to rehash old arguments. Even if you think they're in a good place now, don't bring that stuff up. Don't get to comparing family members, this sibling and that sibling, and I thought they would all be doing the same thing. No. People are different. They are unique. They are independent and individualized. So don't bring stuff up like that. Don't start dropping bombs just because the family they've gotten together. We're going to divorce and I lost my. No. Don't do that. And then again, don't criticize your host. Just don't do it. Just do not do it. But there's some things, if y'all just give me 2 minutes, there's some things that I think there's some lessons that we need to hold on to during the holidays. And one of the lessons that we need to hold on to, I got to get out of here, y'all. But one of the lessons that we need to hold on to is teaching generosity beyond the gifts. This is a time when we start giving, but let's make sure that we remember to express generosity beyond the gifts, beyond this day. What about when the holidays are over and you still have elderly relatives and elderly neighbors? What about that? So it's generosity beyond the day, beyond the holiday. So that's the lesson we need to hold on to, a lesson we need to teach. We need to teach the lesson, the power of gratitude. Let me just say this, over these next few days, the power of gratitude, to really know how to count your blessings and name them one by one. If I were you, I would challenge all of us. If you have anything that you could write down, if you have a blank greeting card, get yourself a greeting card and fill it out and write it out to you. If you only have an index card, just write down, as you're counting your blessings, these are the things that will cause you to be joyful. And one of the things that you need to learn, that we should learn and rehash over the holidays, is to practice joyfulness and not just temporary happiness. But there are some things, if you start writing them down, you will have a positive outlook for the rest of this holiday season. Start writing down the things that you're thankful for. Count your blessings and just write them down. You should be thankful. We should hold on to the lesson of tradition, the lesson of family and tradition. Explain why we do some of the things that we do. Explain why there's some things that are important. And I think I'm going to end on this note. So I will share with you all some of the traditions that are important to me, why I do what I do. You all heard me say that I enjoy the holidays. I enjoy Christmas. I enjoy decorating. I enjoy having family members around. I enjoy having friends around. I have friends who are going to visit. I have cousins who came, and I godchildren. I've gotten together with them. Family, we're going to be together. My mother, my siblings, we're going to be together. And another tradition, I'm going to share this with you all, if you will allow me. If you would just hang on. There's some things. There's some traditional pieces that I have here. Some of you all have been with me for over the years, and so you know a part of my journey. You remember hearing me talk about the fact that my dad died a couple years ago. You heard me talk about the fact that just last year my grandmother died, and then you heard me talk about the fact that this year my uncle died. Well, there's some traditions. Y'all hold on. Do you all can you all see that that's a throw? That's a throw right there, and it's over a chest. I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna bring it closer. You can say, hold on. I don't think I've ever gotten up and walked. I think maybe once I've gotten up and walked away. Hang on, you all. I'm gonna get this. Speaking of tradition, and this. Now I have two. And I'm gonna bring these, and I'm gonna close on this note. Hang on to your traditions. Hang on to them. You all heard me. You've heard me say that my grandmother passed last year. Well, my grandmother used to love to knit. She did, and so she made this throw. She made this throw for me, and I was so appreciative of it. I made sure that I didn't get it dirty. I didn't want to use it. Yeah, it's kind of more of an Afghan, but and the fact that it was red and white said to me, this is going to be one of I would never celebrate a holiday without having this. So I bring it out as a part of my decorations because this is handmade by my grandmother, who was born in 1927, and she died in 2024, 97, 97 years old. And it would have been 97. Yeah, she turned 97 that January, and so I celebrate her memory. So for me, this is a tradition. So I celebrate her memory, and when any of her grandchildren, and even when my uncle and my mother knows that her mother made this, and my uncle, before he passed, he knew that his mother made this. So this is a part of me. All of my nieces and nephews know that their great grandmother made this. So this is a part of my tradition. Now, her father's name, and I told you all that my great grandfather was born Christmas Eve. Well, his name was George Allen. And many years ago, even when my grandmother was living, many years ago, this was something that I purchased because my great grandfather was just the epitome of kindness and Christmas. My warmest Christmas memories still include going to his house and having spending the day and opening gifts and having food and just spending the day. And there were 4 generations of us who were together at his house. And so he was 4'10". He was 4'10", and I didn't think he just indulge me if you all don't mind. I didn't think he knew all of his great grandchildren's names, but at Christmas time he knew exactly who we were. So he would he called the boys. He called the boys either Bud or Bill, right? But at Christmas time or Christmas Day, he would call us by our first names and say, "This gift is for you," and he would give us our gifts. Again, he was 4'10". But there was something magical and powerful about that little guy that made the holiday special. So I saw this Santa. Years ago, it's been over 25 years ago, I saw this Santa, and I got it, and I named him George because my grandfather's name was George Allen. Now most people call him Allen, but I figured I'd be formal with this fellow George. And so George has been around in my family and part of my Christmas traditions for over 20 years. And even my grandmother, before she passed, whenever she would visit my house on the holidays, she would look at him and she said, "Oh, that's Daddy." Because again, that was it represented her father, who was born in 1892. You got to hold on to some traditions. And so every family member who comes into my house, every friend who comes into my house, they get the story of my great grandfather and my grandmother. It's not Christmas around my house until you see these two pieces right here. I wonder what things around your house really indicate that it's Christmas. Uh, and so I just want to say to you all, have an absolutely fantastic, happy holiday. I'd like that, McDina. She says, "Be kind every day to everyone." You all have a happy holiday. One of the things that I'm going to do as I'm doing this evening, sitting here, cheers. This is one of my favorite coffee mugs. My mother bought this, gave me this set over 20 years ago. So it's something I love traditions. Hang on to your traditions. And I'm sitting here sipping eggnog. I'm sipping eggnog, non-alcoholic eggnog. But listen, drink what you drink. Be safe, and enjoy the holidays. I'm thinking that let's see, next Tuesday it is a couple days before New Year's Eve, so I may hop on briefly. I'm not sure, but I'll let you all know. Enjoy the holidays, spread love, and for goodness sakes, make sure you keep the peace over the holidays. I've told you how. You don't have to ask anybody. If somebody is a little lacking, and listen, tell them, come on, talk to Cutler. Let's talk to Cutler. So they may need to take a look at this before the 25th and before January 1st. All right. Thank you all. Let's keep doing what we do. Let's keep building community. Let's keep maintaining connectivity. Keep your heads up. Keep your hopes up. Stay safe. Stay sane. Don't let anybody drive you crazy. From my heart to yours, know there is and always will be so much love. And from my heart and my home, Merry Christmas from my heart and my home to yours. All right. Until the next time we talk, tell somebody, let's talk to Cutler. Good night, everybody.